Hello everyone, welcome to today's video. About 3 years ago, there was a tag video going around titled, "If I lost all of my makeup, 10 products I would purchase first." So if all of my makeup suddenly disappeared, what 10 items would I immediately run out and buy? So I was one of the content creators that put up this video about 3 years ago, as was my good friend Stephanie Marie. And she and I were chatting recently, and we both thought it would be a great idea to update our videos, and why not do this as a collaboration? So I will be linking Stephanie's video as well as her channel in the description box. If you're not familiar with Stephanie, she is, well, number one of my very best friends, and number two, she is a fellow over 40 beauty content creator. And if you are looking for beauty made simple, you're definitely going to want to check out Stephanie's channel. All of her videos are so well thought out and thorough. She's articulate, she's sweet. The goal of her channel is exactly the same as mine. We both love to share our passion for all things beauty. And if you've come over to my channel from Stephanie's channel, welcome. As I just mentioned, our channels are pretty similar. We both cover all price ranges. We both love to teach tips and techniques. Now, in past collaborations that she and I have done together, I've mentioned, and she's probably mentioned as well, that the looks I do on my channel are often a little bit more glam. But I would say in the past year, I still do glam looks on occasion, but I really have sort of shifted to loving and embracing more natural looks. So you'll see everything on my channel, from 5-minute everyday makeup to 30-minute full glam. So now let's get down to business. These are the products that I would run out and purchase if suddenly all of my makeup disappeared. And again, this is makeup. I'm not talking about skincare. It was already a struggle to stick to just 10 products for a full face of makeup. So skincare will be for another video. So I'm starting with primer. Now, the foundation I've chosen is a 24-hour long wear foundation, which I'll get to momentarily. And I don't typically wear a foundation primer with it, but I always have to use an eyeshadow primer. I've been using an eyeshadow primer for the past 15 plus years. Whenever the first eyeshadow primer hit the market, I think it was Urban Decay's Primer Potion. At least I think that's the first one I ever heard of. And I still love the Urban Decay Primer Potion, but my number one favorite eyeshadow primer is this one from P. Louise. I use the shade Rumor 02. I love that this product has a slight tint to it, so it evens out the discoloration on your lid, and it does not dry your lids out. At least it doesn't dry my eyelids out, but I have extremely oily lids, hence why I have to use an eyeshadow primer. If I do not use an eyeshadow primer, it doesn't matter if I'm using e.l.f. eyeshadows or Chanel eyeshadows or anything in between. They will crease on me. My eyelids become a pool of oil if I do not use an eyeshadow primer. So now that I've got my eyeshadow base, I need foundation, concealer, and powder. For my foundation, I choose the L'Oreal Infallible Fresh Wear. I know some of you are probably very surprised that I didn't choose a high-end product for this. In my opinion, this foundation is comparable to high-end. I find myself reaching for this over and over and over lately. I used it in an affordable makeup tutorial just a couple of weeks ago, and ever since then, I can't stop reaching for it. I had forgotten just how good it is. I have oily skin, but I do prefer this over the L'Oreal Pro Matte. I just find it to be more natural on the skin with its more natural finish. It doesn't have a matte finish, and normally most oily skins really prefer a matte finish, but for some reason, maybe it's just because I'm getting older and my skin is becoming a little bit less oily, the skin on my face, not so much the skin on my lids, but my face is becoming a little bit less oily, so I love the finish of this. I feel like it just looks natural, but it gives me a little bit of a glow, but it's not too much. When it mixes in with my own natural oils, some foundations that have the word glow in them will just slide right off my face, or I will just look way too shiny, but that does not happen with this foundation. My skin just looks glowy and it lasts all day. And for concealer, I would choose this MAC Studio Fix 24-Hour Smooth Wear Concealer. I recently did a video talking about my favorite long wearing makeup products. And this is one of the products I talked about. It is a very underrated concealer. It covers beautifully. It does not dry out your under eyes. At least it doesn't dry out my under eyes. And I've heard feedback since I've done that video from many, many people who've said, yeah, I use that too and nobody talks about it. It's so great, especially for mature under eyes and for those that really want and need their concealer to last. But honestly, who doesn't? Who doesn't want their concealer to last? I think we all do. So if you've not tried this one yet, I highly, highly recommend you do. And now for powder. I have to have a powder, and I really struggled with this decision. I thought, should I go with a loose powder? Should I go with a pressed powder? But then I said to myself, Risa, what is the one powder that you reach for the most above all others to do many different things on your face? And that would be the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Powder. I own shades 1 and 2, and if money were no object, I would probably buy them both. But I like to show a little restraint. If this scenario actually occurred, I would definitely not want to go overboard. So I would choose shade 1 because I use this to set my concealer and brighten up my under eye area. I also use it to set my T-zone. The difference between shade 1 and shade 2, I don't find to be that noticeable except under the eyes. The number 2 does not give me the brightness that number 1 does. And I also use this once in a while to just blend out my eyeshadow. What else can I say? This is just a must-have product for me. All right, now that I have all of my Complexion products, I need mascara and a lash curler. I am one of those people that cannot live without a lash curler. Well, that's a little dramatic, but I do love a good curled lash. My lashes stick straight out, and I think it makes such a difference to have that curl. And when you curl your lashes, you want to make sure that you don't use a mascara that's going to pull out the curl. Now, waterproof mascaras are the best for that. They tend to not pull out curl as much as non-waterproof mascaras do. The trouble with using a waterproof mascara every day is that it can dry out your lashes, making them more brittle and susceptible to breakage. So you're much better off finding a mascara that still gives length and volume, but doesn't pull out the curl. That's not always that easy to find, but I have really good luck with this one from NARS. This is the Climax mascara. There's also the Climax Extreme mascara. I love both of these, and I don't think I mentioned the brand name of my lash curler. This one is from Shu Uemura. Next up is brow pencil. You know how moments ago I said that I cannot live without an eyelash curler because my lashes really need to be curled? Well, the same holds true for my brows. I have very light, sparse brows, so I absolutely need at least one brow product. Now, had we done 15 or 20 products we would go out and repurchase, I would definitely have included some sort of brow gel. But since we were sticking with 10 products, I'm just choosing one brow product. And this was not an easy choice either because I have just so many brow products in my makeup collection. And I love most of them. In the past 4 or 5 months, I must have talked about 10 different brow products that I'm using and loving. So making the selection was not easy. And keep in mind with all of these products, they are what I would choose right now in this moment, going into the summer season with my current hair color, which can change sometimes. I just want a little bit blonder. So I chose a brow pencil that is very easy to work with, that lasts all day, and is the perfect color for my current hair color. And that is the new Charlotte Tilbury Brow Lift in the shade Taupe. She has another brow pencil with a finer point tip on it, but I can do my brows faster with this angled tip that looks very much like the Hourglass Arch Brow or the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Definer. This taupe shade is really perfect for anyone with light blonde hair or heavy highlights like I have. So while this isn't the only brow product that I really like, it's the one that I would go repurchase first if I lost all my makeup. All right, I only have 3 products left to show you, and 2 of them are my current lip combo. This is my current favorite nude pink combo. I have used the Charlotte Tilbury Lip Cheat in Pillow Talk Medium and Charlotte Tilbury lipstick in Dance Floor Princess. I chose this combo because it will pretty much go with anything. Ooh, the sun just went down. Did my light change? I think it might have. It very rarely gets cloudy in Vegas, let alone rains. And for the second day, we have had some clouds roll in, the temperatures drop, and it starts to rain a little bit. I'm not gonna complain though, we need the rain here. So, lip combo is done, and now you're probably thinking, Risa, what about your blush and your eyeshadow and eyeliner? All of that can be found in this palette, appropriately named The One. This is from the brand Lawless. This is probably the most versatile eyeshadow palette I own. You can do brows with this. So if I want to use this brow pencil but then fill in, maybe do like an ombre effect on my brows, I can use one of these shades up here in the corner to make them darker or to fill in any sparse areas. Believe it or not, I used a combination of these 2 colors right down here for my blush today. You can use any one of these shades for eyeliner. They're completely matte. And then for highlight, I am going to use the shade Crushing. You just want to take a little brush, tap into the eyeshadow, and look at that. And then as I was saying, for my blush, I just sort of dipped into these 2 colors, tapped off the excess. And you want to be careful because these shades are pretty bright. But what's so great about this is that you can really customize the intensity based on your skin tone. So with this palette alone, I've got my eyeshadow, my eyeliner, my highlight, my blush, and if I used a very light hand, I could use the shade Play Cool as my contour. You just need to make sure that you tapped off your excess really well so it wasn't too dark. But it gives a really nice, soft shading to your face. But definitely be careful because you don't want to look like you've just rubbed dirt all over your face. All right, those are the 10 makeup items that I would immediately run out and purchase if, God forbid, I lost all of my makeup. And as always, if you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to watch Stephanie Marie's video, which I will have linked in the description box, as well as links to all of the products that I've talked about here today. And if you are not already subscribed to my channel, I hope that you will consider hitting that subscribe button and joining the Risa Does Makeup family. You can also find more content from me on Instagram and Facebook, and once in a while I post on Twitter. The username is the same on all of my social media platforms. It's all Risa Does Makeup. Thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you all in my next video.